The Rosary is a profound and meditative prayer that connects believers with the life of Christ through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Its repetition of simple prayers, primarily the Hail Mary, is designed to foster deep reflection on key events in Christ's life known as the mysteries. Saints throughout history have played a significant role in spreading and promoting the Rosary, making their lives powerful testimonies to the spiritual value of this prayer. Saints not only advocated for the Rosary, but also demonstrated how a life of faith could be lived through this prayer, inspiring generations of Catholics. Through the Rosary, saints have shown how to live a life of devotion, overcome spiritual struggles, and maintain a close relationship with Christ. Many saints have had a deep and personal connection with the Rosary, and their devotion provides a roadmap for understanding its power. Saint Dominic is traditionally believed to have received the Rosary from the Virgin Mary in the early 13th century. He used it to preach the gospel and combat heresies, particularly the Albigensian heresy. His life exemplifies how the Rosary can be a tool for evangelization and spiritual combat. Saint Louis de Montfort was another great promoter of the Rosary. His book, The Secret of the Rosary, describes the spiritual benefits of this prayer and encourages its daily recitation. He taught that the Rosary leads to deeper knowledge of Christ and a closer relationship with Mary, calling it a powerful weapon for those striving for holiness. Saint Padre Pio, a modern saint, called the Rosary his weapon against the devil and prayed it multiple times a day. His life of prayer, sacrifice, and healing was deeply intertwined with his devotion to the Rosary. His unwavering commitment to it serves as a testimony of its spiritual power. Saint Therese of Lisieux, though she is best known for her little way of love and trust, also had a great devotion to the Rosary. Her simple, childlike faith, combined with deep reflection on the mysteries of the Rosary, inspired countless people to embrace humble, everyday sanctity. In the Catholic tradition, the Rosary is not only a prayer, but also a means of catechesis and spiritual formation. The Catechism of the Catholic Church emphasizes that the Rosary invites the faithful to meditate on the mysteries of Christ's life, thereby leading them closer to the central events of salvation. Catholic institutions and religious education programs often use the Rosary to teach the key moments of Christ's life and the role of Mary. The repetitive nature of the prayers serves to instill these mysteries deep within the heart of the faithful. Seminaries, religious orders, and lay Catholic groups frequently promote the Rosary as part of their daily spiritual practices. It is often taught as a pathway to greater contemplation and union with God. The Church also promotes special times for communal recitation of the Rosary, such as during the month of the Rosary and especially on October 7, the feast of Our Lady of the Rosary. These practices strengthen communal faith while fostering personal spiritual growth. The Rosary delivers profound messages that shape Catholic spirituality. The central focus of the Rosary is the contemplation of key moments in Jesus Christ's life, including his incarnation, passion, death, and resurrection. By meditating on these mysteries, believers are invited to enter deeper into the mysteries of salvation. Mary, the Mother of God, plays a significant role in the Rosary. The prayer honors her as the one who leads the faithful to Christ and as a perfect model of discipleship. The Rosary allows the faithful to follow her example in responding to God's will. Saints like Saint Dominic and Padre Pio understood the Rosary as a weapon against evil. Through this prayer, the faithful seek Mary's intercession in times of spiritual battle, trusting in her protection and guidance. The Rosary has often been connected with messages of peace and the need for conversion. Many Marian apparitions, such as those at Fatima, called for the Rosary to be prayed for peace in the world and the conversion of sinners. The repetitive nature of the Rosary invites a peaceful rhythm that fosters perseverance in prayer. Through the repetition, the faithful are encouraged to trust in God's providence and to hope in His promises. Saints are often seen as the living embodiment of the Christian life. Their testimonies demonstrate how the Rosary has helped them grow in faith, courage, and holiness. Dominic's faith in the power of the Rosary is a testimony to the importance of prayer in overcoming spiritual darkness. His life demonstrates the Rosary as a tool for spreading the gospel and converting hearts. Saint Louis de Montfort, in his devotion to Mary, emphasized the total giving of oneself to Jesus through Mary, a practice deeply connected with the Rosary. His life illustrates how the Rosary can lead to deeper intimacy with Christ by entrusting everything to Mary's intercession. A modern saint, Saint Pope John Paul II, added the luminous mysteries to the Rosary in 2002, highlighting key moments in Jesus' public ministry. His profound devotion to the Rosary inspired millions, and he called it his favorite prayer. His faith in the Rosary as a means of transformation and peace was evident throughout his papacy. Padre Pio's commitment to the Rosary was unwavering, and his life of suffering and sanctity was supported by constant prayer. He often said, "Pray, hope, and don't worry," reflecting the peace and trust that come through deep faith in God, cultivated through the Rosary. The lives of the saints serve as powerful examples of how the Rosary can transform individuals and help them persevere in faith. Through their struggles, victories, and devotions, saints provide inspiration for how to live out the gospel in everyday life. Here is how they inspire: devotion in adversity. Saints like Padre Pio and Saint Therese show how the Rosary can be a source of strength in times of suffering and hardship. Model of evangelization. Saints like Saint Dominic inspire the faithful to spread the gospel through prayer and action, showing how the Rosary can be a tool for evangelization. Peace and patience. Saints who pray the Rosary consistently demonstrate the virtues of peace, patience, and perseverance. They inspire us to adopt these virtues in our lives as we trust in God's timing and plan. Unity with Christ. The saints show how the Rosary is a pathway to union with Christ. Through contemplation of the mysteries, the faithful are drawn closer to Christ and Mary, leading them to a more profound spiritual life.